This is pretty funny. This is, Tim Pool. There was another example of this. I'm trying to think of where it was. Oh yeah, I think it was like, this is an old story, right? Wasn't it? Like, oh, it's March 28th. Yeah. I saw somebody else make this exact same dumb mistake on Twitter. Disney will begin to fire 7,000 of its global staff this week, CEO Bob Iger announces, after share prices plunges 31% a year, following a series of woke controversies, says the Daily Mail. Tim Pool is about to learn the lesson that he never seems to learn, which is you really should read a little bit further in, and maybe the Daily Mail is not necessarily the best place to get your news if you're trying to make some type of political point. You know, actually, wait, let me just do this. I remember years ago, 15 years ago, maybe more, I used to listen to Rush Limbaugh quite a bit. And I was doing physical therapy because I had thrown out my back. And I got in, I listened to Limbaugh, and he is talking about, he starts to read a story, and he's going like, these crazy environmentalists, listen to this story. And he starts reading a story about the Swiss Alps. And there was a resort at the Swiss Alps that had put tin foil all over the mountain, or some type of like tin sheets, to reflect the sunlight because the glacier that they were skiing on was melting. And he's going, you know, the environmentalists, they're these batty, you know, tree huggers. And he does that as he's reading the news piece. And then at one point he goes like, and environmentalists are complaining that this is an incredibly destructive move by the resort ownership. And he realizes that it's not environmentalists who are putting the tin up there. It is the owners of the ski resort that are dealing with climate change and are going to crazy lengths to do it. And environmentalists are saying, you shouldn't do this because, I don't know, it was having problems with the water flow or whatever it was. And he quickly goes to break. And then the story just goes away. And you know that he either read parts that weren't yellowed out by his employees, or he hadn't read the whole story. That's what happens to Tim Pool here.
Smashing through. Steven Crowder getting 2 million hits per night on Rumble. And I'm just like, this is going good. We are doing it. We are building up while they are burning down. Disney, I got a solution for you. Cut the woke garbage. Get back to American traditional values, meritocracy, individuality, personal responsibility, and community all together. And it may seem paradoxical, individuality with community. No. It's because we respect the individual's rights, but also the importance of working together with shared moral foundations. Start restoring that. And maybe you wouldn't have to lay people off, because they specifically point out woke controversy. Here's the story. The cuts come out of the company reported profits of $23.51 billion, which exceeded analysts' expectations. So, I mean, look, that's still good for them.
Whoops. There you go. Profits went up. They're just cutting down in divisions that are not as profitable.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Wokeness pays.
Yeah. I guess this wokeness is exceeding expectations in the market for Disney.
Yep, there you go. And I think actually some of the, they made some bad bets on streaming. Everybody's hurting on streaming.
I feel like that's almost probably, in an actual business sense, more of a reason why some of these media companies are like hemorrhaging, is because the streaming speculation has been so bloated, and there's just not enough people watching these.
The streaming. You're gonna. My bet would be Peacock is gonna sell to Paramount.
Right. I think there's gonna be so many mergers just to make it work.
Yep. Disney's earnings are expected to fall 30% from a year ago, despite higher revenue. That means that people are buying more Disney products. It's just that they have completely screwed up in their management. That is not a woke problem. People are not punishing Disney because they're woke. It's just that they have structural changes because they just plan wrong. They spent too much on their streaming thing. But in terms of like people spending their dollars, they don't have a problem with the wokeness.
Yeah, people are still watching the next Pixar movie. People are still watching the back catalog.
No.
Like,
No. Sometimes what can happen is your brain can overheat if you never take your hat off.
it's cooking up there.
Yep.